Hey Kenny, it's Kenny. This is entry number 19, and today I'm here with Gabe Cohon. You've been on the podcast before. You were in one of the. I was
with Hubner.
Yeah.
Very early on.
One of the early.
For me, yeah.
One of the early episodes.
It was fun.
You're a fellow comedian here from Orange County, and we did a podcast for a while. I mean, I'm sure we talked about this on that one. That we did a podcast for, was it a year? Did we make?
It felt like 2 years, I think. It felt longer than that. It felt like 10 years of just talking about the New York Football Giants.
Yeah, because it was a football related podcast, and we were on there with two Giants fans, and because there was two of them, and there was only you're representing the Arizona Cardinals, yep. I'm representing the Dallas Cowboys. It was a lot of having to bring them back down to reality. It's funny because now forever when the Giants are doing badly, I kind of laugh a little more than I ever would have if we didn't do that podcast.
Yeah, it's created a level of sadism inside of me. Is that the right one? Which one's the one where you take it out on someone else?
I think masochist is themselves, right?
Masochism. So I'm a sadist then.
Yeah,
I like seeing other people in pain. Right, and
so when you see the Giants just getting blown out, that Lucas and Dwayne Murphy Jr. are just somewhere
Yeah, yes, exactly. And it just brings me joy. It brings me joy to see other people suffering. It's it's the one German thing I like, Schadenfreude.
all because you had to sit there through their predictions of the Giants doing well through, their worst years.
Well, I mean, they were they made the playoffs last year, but it was who gives a fuck? They were a bad football team.
I mean, they would have been better off not making the playoffs and
getting a higher draft,
having an opportunity to make their team better.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, we're on a podcast right now without them, and we're still talking about the Giants. That's how they got to us.
This is how PTSD is started. Actually, they've run a bunch. This is what Freud was talking about.
Man, it's fucking it's wild. But this football season's been wild. This episode's out on New Year's Day. But we're recording it 3 days before Christmas, so there's still a couple weeks of football left.
Yep.
It's actually kind of a great time to record it because you and I, in what I consider the main league of fantasy football that I play in, you and I are in battle this week in the playoffs.
Would it be funny if I just threw it for the sake of this, so you can come back on in 2 weeks and gloat and be it fucking sucks?
It wouldn't be good if you threw it. I have to legitimately beat you and then come on and gloat for it to be for it to feel good.
But I just want to steal the thunder. I just want to I'll send Christian McCaffrey. I don't care.
Yeah, you just
anything to take away joy.
Yeah, because you don't want me to feel good winning. It's you don't want to take the chance of putting Christian McCaffrey in and me legitimately beating you.
Yeah, my Christmas present to you is a free victory.
Excuse me, just coughing directly into the mic. So I hope you guys enjoyed that.
It's joyous. Time for joy and cheer.
But
do you like Christmas? Genuine question. Do you like Christmas?
I mean, I like parts of Christmas, but overall, I don't. I'm indifferent, I guess. Okay. I should say I'm not super, super into it, but I can't say that I hate it or that I'm I can't wait for Christmas to be over. I think maybe my biggest issue with it is I associate it the last 4 or 5 years or so. I associate it with it's the slowest comedy time. Once Thanksgiving hits, it literally comedy kind of screeches to a halt. And then it was the same thing in the porn industry as far as work.
Yeah.
So it was I just on both sides of it's low income, definitely it's the lower income part of the year.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's oh great, it's lower income while having to fucking buy Christmas gifts and celebrate this thing. I think that's where the negative feelings of Christmas come. But I've never been except for being a kid and being I'm going to get fucking presents. I'm going to get the best presents of the year.
Yeah.
At Christmas, because Christmas presents are always bigger than birthday presents, at least in my household.
That sounds like a sad household.
Growing up.
Yeah. Yeah. For Christmas, I don't know. I read this like tweet or something the other day where it's like September's historically bad for markets, and then November's historically like the best that stock markets are ever due because everyone's just squirreling money away before they commit suicide so they can give to their children. That's their Christmas gift.
No, it's because they're saving their money for Christmas than spending it all in November.
I didn't even think about that, to be honest. That makes way more sense than everyone is suicidal at this time of year.
No.
No, that makes way more sense.
They're saving their money so that they can buy all the Christmas gifts. Then they buy all the Christmas gifts. It's like a fake boom to the economy.
Yeah.
Every year, but it's like, I mean, at this point, it has to be factored in. I mean, there's businesses that like. They're like, yeah, I mean, I can't call any out fucking by name right now, but I know there's like.
I will. Hallmark.
No. There's businesses that like make half their money or a quarter of their money over the holiday.
Through Christmas.
Yeah. That's like just a big, and then on the other hand, just like comedy, there's like known that like, hey, this is going to go.
Yeah.
This poorly. Is going to, not go very well. So.
That's why I guess that makes sense. I just like the seasonality thing. I hate it. Because, like, I don't know. I guess I don't understand gift giving. That's probably my big issue. Because, like, okay, women in my life are always like, gift giving isn't my love language. They're obsessed with love languages now. They're like, gift giving isn't my love language. And then as soon as the time to give gifts comes around, they're like, yeah, I don't love giving gifts, but they spend 24 hours a day just, like, thinking of the perfect gift for someone else. It makes no sense.
Well, because it's not about that they want to give the gifts. It's that they want to not have shit talked about the gift.
Oh, I see what you mean. I didn't even. Yeah, you're just opening my eyes. See, this is the maturity I need in my life. I'm just like, they're so self-centered. They're just doing like it's fucking altruism through selfishness.
Oh, it still is self-centered because it doesn't have to do with I want to make sure that you have the perfect gift and that you are happy.
Yeah.
They're like, I want to make sure that I give you the perfect gift.
Yeah. Like I was home for the holidays for Hanukkah, and my girlfriend gave my sister a present, and she was like, your sister had a bad reaction to the present I gave her. And I was like, who cares? Like, you gave her a present. Who cares?
Yeah, because when you give somebody a gift, you're not even paying attention to the reaction that they have to the present.
To be fair, she picked out every gift for every single person in my family, and I just paid, and that was it. That was the deal. It's like she'd put all the thought and effort into it.
Yeah, I would do that.
I wouldn't do anything. So also, like, there's a reason why I didn't care. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I didn't put any thought into this.
But I would do the same. I would do the same thing. In fact, this is even though I said this already, this is the exact, like, if we just use the inflection of the voice, instead of them saying like, so it should be, I'm getting you a present, right?
I see.
Instead, that's how it should be.
Yes.
Instead, the way that they're looking at it is, I'm getting you a present.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But it's shitty. Like, that's not good.
Yeah.
It's a bad way to give presents.
But I even think that that's how, like, it is for most parents. Like, when a parent's buying the kid a gift, it's like, yes, parents love their children. I'm not like saying they don't love their children.
Nowadays.
Like, I get that they love their children, but a lot of the parents that like, looking back to they're doing it to be like, yeah, I'm a badass because I got you the Nintendo 64. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I swear all the presents I got as a kid were just like apology gifts from my dad.
Yeah, I mean, they made a fucking movie about it with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's fucking Jingle All the Way. Like, that's
really?
Like, yeah,
it's Christmas. I didn't watch any Christmas movies.
So there's a Christmas movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad.
Called Terminator. Yeah.
And it's called Jingle All the Way. And there's a superhero action figure, like toy, that's like the hot ticket item. And and Arnold is not a good father, but he has a chance to get his kid this toy. And then Sinbad is like not a great father, but he's like a male. If he might be a mailman in there or whatever. He's like a blue collar guy.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's a white collar guy, and now they're both after this one version of this toy, and they're kind of like bad. They don't even know each other, like, except for they're battling over the toy. And then it's funny because you see it from the beginning of the movie. The toy is this like buff ass action figure, and then at one point Arnold Schwarzenegger plays the action. The you know, I mean, you kind of see that come. As a kid, I remember being like watching it the first time and being like, Arnold's gonna become the hero for the kid or some shit like that, right? And that's like exactly what happens. But it was a underrated Christmas movie
because it was good.
Yeah, it was like it's decent. It's a fun movie, and I want to say this could be just completely out of turn, bad information, but I want to say Phil Hartman is in that movie, and when he was killed, that's what I thought of. You know,
movie?
that was that movie because I'm a kid.
Yeah.
You know, he reminds me of childhood. I'm not like Phil Hartman. What a great actor. I'm like, oh yeah, he was in a few things I saw when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know that he's
more about him now,
and that he's a great actor. And
tell me everything you know about Phil Hartman right now.
I just know whatever Joe Rogan has told me about him.
Just great guy. I can't even do Joe Rogan. What's the difference between that movie and Gangs of New York? Can you just describe
between Jingle All the Way
yes.
and Gangs of New York?
Yeah.
There's no butcher in that movie. Let me see.
I would like if that was actually the only difference. They just had the entire thing like scripted to a T, and then they just removed Daniel Day-Lewis's character and recreated the entire movie, and just Christmas.
That movie is brutal, dude.
It's crazy. It keeps coming up in my feed to like rewatch, and I watched it once, and that one is great.
How long ago did you watch it?
2 years ago, like not even that long ago. Probably around this time, just like jumping rope, being like, yeah, I could kill a couple mix, as they're called.
Were there any Jews in Gangs of New York?
Of course. I mean, I wanted to say of course, but I hope not, honestly. Because they probably would have given them the same role that they do in every movie, which is like, look who has the money, you know? But I think that would have been like a fair representation of it. You know what movie was American Gangster? That movie is awesome.
American Gangsters with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
I remember watching that movie whenever it came out. It might have been like 2007, 2008, something shit like that.
Yeah.
I remember watching it when it came out, and just the whole like part, the build up part of the movie where it's like he's selling these drugs, and then now he owns a tire shop, and you use the tire shop, and I'm just like, but now he owns a tire shop. Just open a bunch of different businesses and do this, and like get legally out of the business and do this legally. Like,
yeah, but then you have to pay taxes. And who wants to do that? What a bad life, having to pay taxes.
A guy that's not going to spend the rest of his fucking life in jail over all this shit.
Yeah, it is crazy because like they say based on a true story at the start, and then at the end it's like he went from a 70-year prison sentence to 15 years, helping put like 3/4 of the New York PD behind bars.
Yeah.
I think they should give you just like you're free.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you get 70 knocked down to 15. So is he out right now? I wonder?
Apparently he was released in 91.
Oh, so he was released way before the movie even came out.
Yeah.
I didn't watch them. I thought he was still in prison or something. I don't know. I mean, I was also like young when the movie came out, so I wasn't like. And it was a different time in Google. Like how old are you?
24. Can you believe that?
So that means you only know a world of like fucking Googling everything you want to know. Like
very true.
Like I mean that slowly. Like, because people claim that it was just an overnight thing, but it like slowly ramped up, just like YouTube. You know, like anything I want to do, or even if I'm just thinking about doing it, like I'm thinking about changing the stereo in my car, right? And I just look it up on YouTube and watch a few people do it and be like, do I really want to fuck with this? And do it.
Even when I watch it, it'll be like how to tie a tie, and I'm like, I got to find someone else to do this for me. There's no chance.
Oh, come on.
I can't. I know how to tie a tie.
You just got to do it. Oh, yeah. I mean, white collars. You should have said something. You have to say something blue collar. You don't know how to do that. Change a light bulb.
I know how to change a light bulb. Okay, I'm not that inept.
Yeah, I bet you I could find a light bulb you can't change, though.
Oh yeah, 100%. I had to change these light bulbs because I have like the ones you have up here, which are like the straight LED lights in my bathroom, and I had to change those, and I nearly broke it. Like, I broke. They have like a plastic guard that fell to the ground, broke, shattered everywhere. Had a bunch of like plastic fake glass shards all over my bathroom.
Did you replace it?
Not yet, but one day I will.
And it's
right before I move out of my current place.
Probably not, because it's probably some special thing that you
have to order.
That for that exact light.
Oh, there goes my security deposit. Holy shit, that would suck. So I'm very bad at most things involved, like building furniture. Suck at it.
I mean, just building furniture is not fun.
It sucks.
At all.
It's the worst.
It is. It's the. I mean, that's why there's the whole professions where all they do is just show up and build furniture. They deliver your furniture and build it for you, so you don't have to do that.
Opening my mind right now.
I remember when I think of building furniture, it reminds me of Grand Theft Auto 3 coming out.
Never
Or no,
played.
yeah, Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PlayStation 2 because we got the first like nice TV that we ever had when I was growing up. That wasn't just like forever a TV was just a TV.
Yeah.
And then like HD kind of started coming out. Like we had the PlayStation 2 had component cables, I think it was.
Is that like the red, yellow, white?
It was no component cables because that's AV. This is
Okay.
red, yellow, white. Component cables were like green and purple and some other color.
I'm so grateful I grew up in the age that I did because this just sounds so boring to have to figure this out.
Component cables were like in between AV cables and HDMI.
Okay, so it's like a stepping stone.
Yeah, like okay, when this same TV had HDMI ports, and I bought a 3-foot HDMI cable for $50.
Okay.
So, I don't even think they make a 3-foot HDMI cable anymore.
I'm trying to think how. I mean,
They're about
3
4
feet
feet.
is like
Yeah.
substantial.
Like 3 feet's about this big.
Yeah.
Like most HDMI cables, like if you just
standard 4.
is 4 feet or 4 feet. The ones that are pretty short, where you're like,
This is short.
this is a little So the 3-foot, the ones that come for
that was $50.
yeah, and a HDMI cable did not come with anything. Like you didn't get an item and get an HDMI cable with it. Like if it had HDMI input output, you had to then go buy an HDMI cable.
Imagine if you bought like a share of Apple with those $50. Think how wealthy you'd be today.
Fuck you. Yeah, dude, it was wild. I just remember getting the little cabinet that TV went into.
Yeah.
Or the big. I mean, it was a big cabinet because the TV was large.
No need to flex. It's okay.
And then we played Grand Theft Auto 3.
It was a nice TV. Yeah.
Are you do you play any video games? Are you a Grand Theft Auto fan?
I played 2K and Madden, and that's it. Like a little bit. I got a Switch, and I regret like any purchase I make over $50 unless it's food. And even then, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? So
that's
sad.
probably.
It's a sad life.
I think you're probably you must be on the other end of the spectrum than me because I have to.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the other end of the spectrum from you.
Yeah, I have to talk myself down from buying stuff so hard. Like
Sorry,
it's
we
like,
were talking about different spectrums. I thought we were races. Yeah, definitely different then.
no, the spending spectrum. I have to like.
Yeah, my parents really ingrained like save in my mind. Like they didn't even try to do it, but here we are. I don't spend that like much. Like rent, food, those are my primary expenses.
Right.
But I wish I was like willing to spend a little more to like enjoy my life, but it's like, we're not.
Well, that's what that's what I do is spend my money to enjoy my life and then have no money. So if anything bad happens, I'm going to be pretty fucked.
But genuinely, you seem happier than me most days. so it's probably working.
Yeah, but it's like a conscious choice to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't like this. No. Yeah. It's not conscious. You're either ingrained happy or you're ingrained my version, which is just like curmudgeonly.
Yeah, but you know me enough to hear me.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Be pretty happy, but you also know me. You also know at every point I'm also like enraged.
Yes,
at all times.
But does that bring happiness? Like to me, like experiencing emotion to that extent afterward, I'm like, I feel so much better.
Well, only because I've positioned myself to a point where, yeah, because I'm right. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to say it in a more nicer way.
Yeah.
But it's like I have the, like I mean, all the stuff that we interact over. How often? It's not often that I'm outright wrong. That like I have like an issue with something or someone, and it's like, and do you have to be like,
yeah, it bears out. Yeah.
Dude, Kenny is like out of his mind on this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does it happen? I'm sure it happens. Like obviously nobody's fucking batting 1,000. People are wrong all the time. I am wrong. But I'm usually on the right side of history when it comes to any issues or any of the things that you know me to be like mad about. And a lot of that just has to do with running a comedy club and my opinion. As much as my opinion doesn't matter, really at all.
Mm-hmm.
It matters in a little universe.
It does matter.
And so
it matters to me.
Fuck you.
And that's what matters.
Yeah, it matters in a little tiny universe. Yeah. And people take that all kinds of ways. So it's just like that's all. If it wasn't for that one thing, I would have a much different existence.
No, it's very fair. I know you said you're on the right side of history a lot of the time, so I have to ask, Israel or Palestine? I'm trying to gauge personally.
I'm
going home soon, so I need to figure out what to pitch to my parents, my dad.
Israel or Palestine?
If you had to pick.
Unfortunately, the fucking truth is like everything. I mean, it's not even an original opinion for myself at all, but everything's in the middle.
Yeah,
just like that's how I always am, and yeah, and then I, unfortunately, with all the stuff that's happened, over the past couple months with that, I started listening to, I mean, I've told you about this, but I started listening to like a podcast that's like 6 parts or something like that, and it's like 25 hours, and it's all, it starts with like explaining that like, watch, I still get the facts wrong, but like the Romans kicked the Jews out of Jerusalem and that area to begin with, and then,
Did you know that's actually the story of Hanukkah? Is the Romans came in and sacked one of the first either the first or second temple, I forget which one, in Israel, kicked all the Jews out, and then we had like guerrilla warfare to reclaim Jerusalem for the Jews, and that's the story of Hanukkah. And they get in there and they have to purify the temple, and then they find like a little jar of oil that's supposed to last 1 day, and it lasts 8 days, and that's how we get presents.
And then you still got it taken away though.
Yeah. Because we're small.
Yeah, but you have a holiday about like what eventually still was a loss.
Well, it's fiscally irresponsible after a certain point.
We can't be spending money on this war. But yeah, I listened to. Yeah. It starts with that and then goes through. Okay, so then there's, it's either hundreds or 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Of now it's Arabs that live there. And everything, and then in the like late 1800s, the like Zionists starting to be like, we need a homeland
in Europe, yeah.
You know what I mean? While also getting fucking
also talk about being on the right side of history. Hey guys, get us the fuck out of here.
Yeah, while getting murdered, having the First World War, blah, like all that stuff. So it's like, the problem is the more that you learn. If you're
the more convoluted it gets,
and the more, if you're someone with common sense, in my opinion, then the more confused you're going to be. I mean, even I'm sure as you're you being a Jew, you being a fucking Jew.
That was the tone.
You being a Jew,
like it.
Jew and all.
It jingled my bells. That's
I'm
for
sure. Growing up, it was one side for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, birthright is like all just like shoving Israel down your throat.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like you have to support Israel because you're Jewish, and that's it exclusively. And then like you learn, and you're like, it's just bad. Like the entire situation is fucked. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
Bad on both sides. Yeah.
And
good on both sides.
And then it's also a lot of the like atrocities, and a lot of the people are saying it's like this is what like one of my overarching thoughts is like, this is war. This is like conflict. Like people like to romanticize. I think like especially like World War II, the most of any war gets romanticized. But if we were getting social media footage from any conflict that you think was like a just like no matter how just you think it was, if we were getting like footage from that and reports from that and news from that, like it would look like this.
So you're pro-fascism? Is that the take?
No. I'm just
now that Otani and Yamamoto signed with the Dodgers, you're like Japan, kind of right.
No. I'm still not. It's one of those things where like the conclusion of it is like also people hate. Where I'm just like, I just got to live my life and hope that kind of conflict never
reaches
me and where I live.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going through that, while other people's sympathy and fight for equality is great, like it's a great thought. Like it I don't know, it's like a fucking, it's inevitable. It's like fucking acne. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes we have more over here, we have more over there, but it's fucking gonna happen.
What do you think would happen to comedy if the U.S. was in a war on U.S. soil? Would it spike? Would it continue?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
club sales through the roof.
The whole thing with for us is if we have a war that's on U.S. soil, everything in the world is so fucked. It just doesn't matter.
That is true.
I think that's why there would be no comedy, because there would be nothing like I mean, civilization would be over.
Yeah.
Like the at least like the era of civilization that we know
that we experienced. Yeah.
Right now, it would be completely over if we were having like an actual like
war.
A war. I mean, because that would just be wild to be having a fucking war in our like because even something like if we were getting bombed, you're not going to be getting bombed like, all right, somebody's been bombing the U.S. for 6 straight. You would have to have people fighting in the U.S. You know what I mean? And it's just so we're lucky, that we are where we are, and that Canada and Mexico are pussies.
Very true.
And not going to do nothing.
Very true. We kind of control, like, and we don't own them, but like we kind of own them.
Yeah, in a way, I feel that.
Yeah,
but I mean, more than anything, I mean, I think what like the true thing to actually worry about is, I think, like just a terrorist attack on infrastructure.
Interesting. Like on water supplies?
On any of the, like, I mean, I think something like 9/11 I think it would have been, 10 times worse if they were able to take out, like, instead of, they took out, the 2 buildings, which of course, like, it's not like I'm minimizing 9/11 on the podcast.
This is good. Yes.
But they took out those 2 buildings. They didn't they didn't fucking crash the planes into a couple of nuclear power plants and have meltdowns and like fuck up big watches of the fucking United States or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like that. Well, I guess. It's like, yeah, obviously that's better that they didn't just like fucking crash and create nuclear explosions in the United States.
Yeah, and it's just like, but yeah, or so it could be an attack on infrastructure, or if it was a big thing after 9/11. Everybody talked about the dirty bomb. It would be like,
I don't remember
24. Did you ever watch the TV show 24? Have you heard of the TV show 24? Oh my god, dude.
Sorry.
24. Oh, this is wild.
Can I guess the network?
Yeah.
Fox.
Yes.
Okay.
24 was Kiefer Sutherland.
Okay.
And it was exactly what the title said. It was 24 hours.
To save the world?
24 hours to save the world. And it was every episode was 1 hour of time in a 24-hour day. And
they had one season?
It had like 8 or 9 seasons, and each season is a different day. So it's like season 1 happens, and then season 2's like every season you're like trying to figure out like how much after the last season was this, and it's usually years.
Yeah.
Like after each season, and each one is there's some type of attack imminent on the United States, and it's Jack Bauer, Kiefer Sutherland is like stopping the attack, and it's like in the beginning, it's just like it just so happens to be that he's the guy that's going to stop this attack, all the way to like later seasons where they're like, we're gonna get you, Jack Bauer, like.
So it's basically Mission Impossible, but Fox TV procedural with Kiefer Sutherland.
Yes, but Mission Impossible has more of like a James Bond feel,
yeah,
where it's like, we have these gadgets for you, and you do this like this crazy stuff, where this is more supposed to be rooted in fucking being more realistic. But one of the funny things is to think about how many people he kills in a 24-hour, like one season, he'll kill like 100 people throughout the whole season, and that 100 people
were they all bad guys?
Yeah.
Does he ever fuck up?
It's again because it's Fox.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he fucks up, but it's not anything crazy.
Like in the name of America.
Yeah, he doesn't do any. And there's a couple times where it's like Jack Bauer is an enemy of the state. Like it has all that, because it is 8 seasons.
I would have loved to be there, like in their pitching season 10, and they're like, all right, Jack Bauer, they're trying to kill Ford as a company. They're trying to get rid of all Ford power plants and change them into dirty bomb sites, and Jack Bauer has to stop him from taking over Ford.
That would be your pitch for 24.
I'd get really nervous right before. I'd just start sweating and be like, "Come on, guys, you have to buy it. I'm running out of money."
Sponsored by Ford.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone will drive Ford in a dystopian future where everyone drives Ford.
They're just like F-350s.
Yeah, everyone drives a Ford F550. I don't know how far do they go?
I think they're. I think 350 is the highest it goes, and then
Raptor.
they like go bigger names. Yeah.
Would you ever? The Ford Pterodactyl.
You seem like a guy who would own a truck at some point.
I like a truck. It's more of like cars to me are always like a monetary thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like everybody else in the world.
I don't know if you knew this. Cars cost money, guys.
So I mean, I've never owned a new car.
Yeah.
Trucks are very expensive. Like way more expensive than cars.
Yeah, and they're always like 20 miles to the gallon.
Yeah. So expensive to buy, expensive over time, and it's all like. But trucks are cool. I think I might exclusively be like an SUV guy. Like I have to drive an SUV or truck because it is so much nicer.
Just like the space.
Yeah, just having the space rather than driving a car. I do like that. But then the thing is, if I went to go buy something and I was going to be able to get into a car for cheaper, which I'd probably just buy a car.
Yeah. Good talk. This was a good topic by me. Son of a bitch.
Jack Bauer. But,
Jack Bauer buys a car. Season 10.
But a dirty bomb is always
what is a dirty? That's like a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, it's like a half a nuke or something like that. It's like it just like emits radiation into the air and shit, or gas or whatever it is. It doesn't I don't think it doesn't level a city.
Interesting.
It just like gives you a ton of radiation and fucking nuclear fallout type shit.
Okay. So they just open it up basically?
Yeah, blow it up above. It's I think a big thing blow it up in the sky above.
Oh,
so you can get the most the most wind to carry the radiation and all that shit, and people get sick and die and shit.
God damn, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, there's the first season of 24. 24 was already a good show.
Yeah.
And then the first season does one of the biggest turns in television history, where it's the finale, and one of the people who's Jack Bauer's right hand man and all this shit, it's a woman, and he even had an affair with this woman.
Wow.
And him and his wife are working through that. Through in the beginning of the season, it's when they're just we're happy at home, and then throughout the season they're talking on the phone, they see each other here and there, and they're working on coming back together because they have a daughter.
How old's the daughter?
Teenager. There's a whole storyline where she
rejects her dad.
No,
she gets
mad. She gets kidnapped.
She goes, "Dad, I'm cutting myself because you fucked the country and your assistant."
No, it was his boss. It was almost his boss.
Oh my god.
I don't think it was. I think they were colleagues. Maybe it was maybe she was directly above him. I don't know.
This
but he's Jack Bauer.
Hot take. We got to investigate Fox at this point. They're probably doing some shady shit if they're putting Jack Bauer on live
But Elisha,
TV.
do you know who Elisha Cuthbert is?
Sounds familiar.
She was a popular young actress of the time, and she plays his daughter. And,
interesting.
And then she has her whole storyline that's going on throughout that day. That is she gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Separate from whatever terrorist attacks going on, she gets kidnapped, and then it's her getting rescued. At one point he has to take a detour, Jack Bauer takes a detour to go rescue his daughter from being kidnapped and taken to some fucking drug house.
Jesus.
But then I think what they do is the drug house overlaps somehow with the
other plot.
With the other plot. It's they hired the druggies to hold on to a little vial of plutonium for them, and they had no idea what it was. Something along those lines.
They're just chopping up a line of plutonium, and they're just
their brain just starts leaking out of their nose, and then reforms on the table, and then stands up and walks away.
Yeah.
But the woman who he had the affair with, at the end, ends up to be a fucking Russian agent or something.
Ooh.
And fucking kills his wife.
What? Is this season 1?
That's how season 1 ends. That's the finale of the episode.
Jesus.
Is you finding out like she basically is like hanging like, oh, your wife's here at the office, and then she like needs to make her like exit strategy out of the fucking mission, and she fucking straight up just like fucking kills his wife.
Wow. I want to see Jack Bauer the musical, Broadway, season 1.
Pew 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 pew, your wife is dead. Pew 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 pew, your wife is dead. Da 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 da. Yeah. Jack Bauer.
And then could you imagine they like took Fox procedurals and just made every single one into a musical?
NYPD Blue the musical.
Yes. I would love that.
That might have been like on ABC or some shit like that.
That'd be NCIS Las Vegas the musical.
Who are you? Who? I really wanna.
Oh no, a dead body. What are we to do? Crime scene.
I'm a dead body. The body gets up and sings.
And just tells you the whole story, cuts fade. Anyway, yeah. I would kill to just like watch bad musicals from here on out on Broadway. Because like they did Spider-Man the musical. Like there's no way that's actually like people claim to like it, but like,
it's because the people like the Post Malone song. That's why the one from the first movie. Or the first animated movie.
Sunflower, is that what?
From the original Tobey Maguire movie, which you probably fucking never have seen because
I've seen the original Spider-Mans.
You know who
Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe,
who the fucking soundtrack, like who the song is in that first one.
T-Pain.
No, it's fucking it's Nickelback, dude.
Really?
It's Nickelback. They say that a hero could save us. We're not gonna stand here and wait.
Nickelback was one of the first CDs I ever bought. I bought Nickelback's like they're like greatest hits, and like number one's like Photograph, just like Rockstar, all of that.
This photograph.
I used to be such a big Nickelback fan, and then
The fucking video, I just like see myself. I you know what I see? I see that video coming on because this okay that had to have come out in like 2008, 2007.
Right yeah.
So this is before access to high quality, high streaming porn. In fact, Pornhub might have just came out.
Okay.
Definitely didn't have an iPhone. I didn't have an iPhone until 2009, so I didn't have any phone that like connected to the internet. Porn was like something that would solely be on the computer.
Interesting.
Right?
Did you have a laptop at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if I was like at home and fucking needed a JO, I would fucking just look it up on the laptop.
Yeah.
But you would find opportunities to JO. Right? Now I feel like it's like a plan. It's like, I really want a JO. Well, let me bust out my phone.
100%.
And fucking
it's too easy.
Or you're just like you're sitting here being like, next time I'm gonna JO is probably Tuesday morning. That's like the next time I'll probably do it. You know what I mean? Like you just know when you're gonna have the time. You know, and you'll be alone with your phone, whatever it is. But then you had to be open to the possibility, 2007, 2008, and before. Then the farther back you go, probably the more. You had to be open to the possibility of an opportunity to JO just popping up into your lap.
Oh, like mom goes to the grocery store, dad's out drinking with buddies.
So
sibling has a soccer game.
Not just that. That's one thing, because that could still be now. You can have a phone and you could be like, okay, I got it. Unless you're some like psychopath going into the bathroom and just jerking off while your whole family's home. I think that's a little too much. Right?
You're talking to my childhood.
But then there's the other
my pubescent childhood.
Then there's the other side. Is at this time, I like had a 2007, 2008. I had a live-in girl. Like I lived with a girlfriend.
I like how it's a live-in girlfriend.
Well, it sounded so old-fashioned. I had a live-in girlfriend at the time. So I lived with my girlfriend at the time.
She had a separate room, separate bed.
At that point, you're an adult who's having like sexual relations and stuff. So like J and O is like more of just like, oh yeah, she's gone and like I didn't get to fucking have sex with her or anything like that. So now I'm in a JO.
Yeah.
Right. But if you had what I'm saying, the open mind had to be was with your content.
Interesting. Because you had to pick the first thing that popped up.
Well, you're not even popping up. You're not even doing it. It's not that. I'm watching TV.
Oh no.
You're watching TV,
So
and
it's like
maybe
the Jazzercise
and-
infomercial.
yeah,
You're rewinding it for like the fifth time.
Okay, well, 100%.
Oh, God.
Doug, I remember times before you could rewind that. You couldn't even rewind it. You just had to
Pre-TiVo?
You just had to find it and be like, "Oh shit!" Like that's like teenage shit. Like you're the Jazzercise,
Yeah.
like waking up before school and it's like fucking like 7 o'clock in the morning and like a workout
Yeah.
video comes on and there is one dude on the screen and you just pretend he doesn't exist and then you JO to the fucking ladies working out. That's like a 15-year-old thing.
That was the like late night Comedy Central ads for me. Were that?
Oh yeah,
where it's like,
Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah,
Same. Yeah. So this
not
is
exactly girls. It was like call for like AdamandEve.com. And yeah.
so before the generation before that was Girls Gone Wild. Those same commercials would be Girls Gone Wild commercials. Went through that phase, but then this phase that I'm talking about is you're open to it, and a good source used to be music videos.
MTV, I imagine.
MTV, VH1, BET, CMT, dude. I'm fucking going to country music. You're still
Wow.
clicking over to that to be like, what's the video?
And then Nickelback pops on. Like, look at this photograph. You're like, no.
So therefore, where I'm getting at,
Yes,
is when I think of look at this
oh,
photograph.
you've come to Nickelback.
No.
Wow.
Post come. Like whatever video was on before, and then it ended, and I'm like fucking scrounging, like looking for a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah.
And then look at this photograph. That's what I think of every time that I like hear that song.
Oh my God. Honestly, a good song to capture like the fallout, the post-nut clarity.
Yeah, it's like, what am I doing? Why is why is
Nickelback on the TV right now?
and why is it Nickelback?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Music videos used to be
never
J.O.
for me.
material.
Never for me. I don't know. I whatever. Like porn was always like very accessible to me growing up. It was way too easy. What was it like with dial-up?
Never experienced like my internet porn thing, because that's why there was a choice. You could do the internet porn thing, but it was around this same time. Like I said, Pornhub was just starting, but I didn't know. Like I didn't know about it. Like I wasn't on like the forefront of fucking porn. 2007. I'm 21, right?
Okay.
I'm not like in the because it wasn't. We still weren't as technologically savvy as we are today.
Sure.
Back then, like not like the average person. Like, and I was still a little bit ahead of it, but not in like. Yeah, just not in the way, like I wasn't on like message boards or on anything like that to where I would like know like, hey dude, you got to check out this new fucking porn thing. I think RedTube was around, but it wasn't like long form videos. It was what I'm about to say, which was the weirdest. Like there was
pictures.
There was a website called MIA, MIA
Okay.
dash movies, and that's where I frequented, and it was you click on like whatever, like here's the scene. It's kind of like now, just like a Pornhub type thing, but then it goes to a website and it has 3 10-second preview like clips.
So I never went to like a website like that, but I know I've been to websites like that is what I meant to say, but it was always through like a porn aggregator. Where it's just like, oh, we have all these porn videos. You click on a category, it takes you to this other web page.
So that's basically what the same. Like, I think we're saying the same thing. But all of the ones back then were 3 10-second
clips
previews, or clips.
Yeah.
It was taken from the like it was wild. It was like
really,
compared to what it is today, like
kind of ahead of its time if you think about it, because clips are like right back in the middle of everything on social media. I'd imagine that's pretty.
We're right back
porn,
to we're right back to where
we started. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was just it's a different time, and so yeah, music videos. I love how music videos brought that whole tangent up.
That's crazy. I would have never guessed music. Like that is probably why MTV got so popular. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I would have never clicked. I was just like, I guess people liked music and video together.
I mean, I think that is one thing. People wanted to hear the songs. You got to remember that's when music videos were popular as well. There was no Spotify. There was no streaming. There was no streaming music. Yeah. It was, that was another opportunity to hear your favorite song, and you were interested. The TV had your eyeballs, so you were interested in the fucking video. I mean, videos used to be a big deal. It used to be like, oh, I wonder what the video. It used to be a big deal.
Yeah, and now it's nothing.
Now it's like, I mean, again, like fucking comedy clips are more fucking prevalent than fucking music videos.
I know. Do you miss those days a little bit? Like, do you romanticize them?
No, not really, to be honest.
Yeah.
Don't romanticize really any of it. Like, even what we're doing right now is going to seem stupid in fucking 5 years.
You think just 5 years?
No, I mean like the bigger picture of what we're doing now, not the specific thing that you and I are doing right now.
Yes, no, I think this is timeless personally. If someone asked me like, what's the one thing you'd want to keep in a time capsule, I'd say print this out on film. We'll store this.
Yeah, the film.
Yes, of this podcast.
The film of the podcast.
Get it developed.
Fuck yeah. But are the back to some football talk before we get out of here? What are the Cardinals?
Cardinals are going to get a top 3 pick this year.
Okay. Are they already out of the playoffs?
I think so. Because the Rams won yesterday.
The top 3 pick is not their pick though. It's a pick they've acquired.
No, top 3 pick would be their pick. They're 3-11.
Oh God, yeah, they're
12.
They're out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
I just haven't followed. I haven't been following the Cardinals. The only thing I know about the Cardinals is you guys have like a fucking really good young tight end.
Yeah, Trey McBride. He's pretty good. White.
That's ew.
It's generally most tight ends now.
Rashard Mendenhall will not be happy about that.
That was crazy. That's probably my favorite thing that happened this year because like we don't have Antonio Brown anymore. So Rashard Mendenhall just being like only black people should play football. That's funny to me.
I saw a stat the other day though that I need to verify that it was like 2003 was the last time a white guy played cornerback.
I think that's true.
That is insane. That is like I mean, I'm not saying it from a like they've been iced out of the position or anything. Like there's like some great white cornerbacks that just aren't getting time, but that's pretty crazy.
No, I don't think there are great white cornerbacks. Otherwise, one of them would have been cornerback in the NFL, you know?
No,
it's like one of those things where it's like there's correlation and there's causation. It's like, I think we know what this is.
I wonder if like in high school, there's some like white cornerbacks where the coach is just like, dude, you got to change position.
Yeah, 100%. Like maybe a safety. Like maybe put on some weight. Yeah.
Dude, how's it look when you kick the ball?
Honestly. Although like tight ends being white, I feel like is pretty... Like that's always kind of been a thing, right?
Yeah. I would say
white tight ends.
I think of tight ends as white. If I think of position by color, I think of tight ends as white.
Yeah.
Most positions as black. I think of offensive linemen as white.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think of defensive linemen as black.
Yeah.
Linebackers are black to me.
It's because they're trying to get the white quarterback.
And then quarterback is...
It's now mixed.
Quarterback is I do think of as mixed.
It is mixed. Nowadays more than ever. And the positions evolve. This is a good thing, Rashad.
See, that's another thing that you missed out on. You missed out on mostly like on a black quarterback being like, whoa, black quarterback.
Yeah, I also missed out on black quarterback with dogs. Which
like you missed out on
Mike Vick
on
Vic Mania.
People like on ESPN, dude. People like a narrative being like that white quarterbacks were smarter.
Well, I mean, that was still a narrative when Lamar Jackson was coming into the NFL. Like,
but it wasn't. It was a narrative, but it was. This was like I said. I don't think that was. Like on the news.
No, it was on ESPN. Like Bill Polian or some old ass GM like that. I don't know if that's who it was, but he was like, "Yeah, I just don't see Lamar Jackson as a quarterback. He should change positions to a wide receiver or running back." And it's like, what? What are we doing? Like it was like 2017.
Jesus, yeah. That used to
like Hillary was almost president, and he's like, I don't know about black quarterbacks.
That for sure was like a predominant thought when I was a kid. Like I would hear over and over, just like. You know, like the way that you would hear people say, like, I don't like Raiders fans. Like, you'll still hear that to this day.
Yeah.
That was like, that Cowboys fans are so annoying. Like, there's these, like, tropes of fandom in the NFL and stuff like that, or different NFL things. That would be one that I would hear, like, in the fucking grocery store.
Really?
Be like, those black quarterbacks are fast, but I don't know. You just need someone smart to. It's like, what the fuck?
That's insane. We have some problems in America.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The internet has helped us out.
Oh, totally.
'Cause,
Honestly, yeah.
I think the internet
cured racism.
Yeah, racism is completely cured.
Yeah, I don't see any racism online ever anymore, especially on Twitter. Twitter is fine.
100%.
Twitter is the most perfect space ever created by any smart person ever, and Elon Musk has done nothing wrong to the platform.
You're just speaking truth to end the podcast. That's what you're doing.
I'm putting truth to power.
Where should people fucking find you?
Find me on Instagram at Gabe Cohon. I'll post a picture of myself soon. I got to the point where it was like I should probably lose a few pounds before I post again.
Yeah, you should fucking use your social media and be a fucking
comedian.
Comic, dude. Jesus Christ.
Find me 2024, the year of Cohon.
Fucking my website, hey Kenny, it's kenny.com. That's where you can find everything and figure out, how to get to my Discord. By the time this episode's out, I'll be promoting that a lot, so it'll probably just be on a post on Facebook or Instagram. I think I'll add it to my link tree, which you can find on my website. But yeah, if you're a fucking fan, join the Discord. It'll be fun.
You should do with your Discord people. You should just start doing 24.
Just doing my own version of 24.
You stream yourself reading the script of 24.
But Jack Bauer.
Yeah.
Jack Bauer's wife gets killed.
You can be all the characters. Come on, I'm pumping up your versatility as
Hell
a performer.
All right, I'm in.
Yes.
I'm back in.
Sorry, that was a bad way to end.
Yeah, thanks for fucking killing the momentum right at the end of the podcast, Gabe. Because I'm gonna read episodes of 24. I'm gonna do that. Unfucking believable.
I'm gonna go home and read some
Bye.
little fanfic.
Bye.